like your fur.
The lighting is great.
Yeah.
The lighting is great, honestly. By the way, this is all. I'm leaving all this in. By the way.
Okay.
So,
At least
welcome.
the clap isn't in.
No, I'm not. So, Nicoletta, you guys heard it. Was it in the last episode or the episode before that?
I feel like it was whatever.
Whatever episode, she made me realize that I left like the clap in, and then I left the
little shuffling.
Well, not the clap after the clap, because it obviously
But I heard
sings.
the clap.
You heard you hear the end of the clap, because that's how I sync it, like you know. And then so
and you denied, and I was like,
and then it's like us doing the little intro, whatever, and then like welcome. But you know, I thought about it and I was like, let me just leave it in, you know, because it's just fun. No? Okay, I'm gonna remove it.
The clap, no. Everything else, yeah.
Yeah.
The clap is just such a like startling like experience to
Is it
your
really?
ears. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's fun fact, before this episode, I was actually not really in the mood to this episode. I was just low energy. I was just laying down on the couch, you know, and then I stood up and instantly I felt better. I literally stand up and moving made me feel better, which is more of the story is moving is good for you guys.
Good for your health, your mental health, your body.
I've done the science. There, no need. Science community, quit your jobs. Farouk has dictated moving is good for you, so they'll say it
But
is.
you know, it's true though, because so many times I'd be feeling like a mood, whatever.
And it's usually you're laying down, isn't it?
Yeah. And
just
then
like,
I'm like, okay, let me get up and like go to the gym or like go
do
for a
something.
walk or go for whatever.
it feels so much
I'm
better.
Like, oh, it was just me laying down.
Yeah, you know, it was
No,
just me laying down the whole time, you know, like, and now I feel so much better. And as you can see in Ireland, we are finally getting skies clear. We can see the clear skies. We have some light. So the pod is looking good, especially at these times of the day. Like, you know, when it would be best if we shot this right before noon, because we get really good light in this room.
Yeah,
but then
but
it would
work,
mess up.
you know?
It probably mess up our lighting as well, though, you know. I think
Like
if we recorded it
bright.
on Saturdays, and then, you know, whatever, it would have been too bad. But I feel like it'd mess up our lighting. But we'll see. Maybe one time I'll test it during these.
Yeah, what's your
times.
weekly stand-up?
My weekly stand-up, really not that interesting, is the fact that I have been doing this thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, let me give you some context in case you heard or didn't hear what she said. She said cut the grass. So on what was it? Was it Wednesday? Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
It was yesterday.
No, are you dumb?
Oh,
they took the bin out today, so it was 2 days ago.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday. No, it was actually
2 days ago. It was definitely 2 days ago because I have the vlog.
Yeah. It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday or Tuesday. One of the two anyway. No, it was Wednesday because I already take out the black bin. Yeah. So it was Wednesday, and I got a lawnmower so I can mow the lawn, because the lawn. So I have a strimmer. So the story behind the strimmer is that last summer we had moved into the house, as you guys know, and the grass was long because they didn't cut it before we came in. Which is one thing. If you're buying a house, you know, you have to in Ireland, and you have to do all these things where you like. They have to do things essentially before you take the house, because before you can finish off and sign off, make sure they cut the grass. Make sure they do a lot of things, to be honest, but make sure they cut the grass, because even after the fact, there are certain things I got them to try to, like right now, our sink upstairs doesn't have the seal attached to it, and they won't come and do it because we've already signed. So make sure you get them to do every single little thing, everything, before you sign it, because they will do everything because they want us to get that paper signed. That's a different story anyway. But I should have made them cut the grass. They didn't. It was too long. All right. And then by the time I asked, it was too late. I already signed. They're like, fuck out of here. All right, cool. But I got a strimmer because and this is the reason why I got streamers, because who was it? Who was I talking to? Was it you or my dad or someone? Someone anyway put this idea into my head that, the grass is too high. To be fair, at the time,
for it to be mowed.
Yeah. And to be fair, at the time, I think it probably was too high for it to be cut. Like as in, especially the lawnmower I have right now, definitely wouldn't have been able to cut that grass at that time, because the highest my lawnmower goes would be still too low in comparison to the height of the grass. Gotcha. You could technically force it, but
if you just quickly hovered it
and then just or put it at an angle. Either way, it would not be optimal, right? So I was like, fuck it, let me get a strimmer. because the strimmer, you cut it down. But obviously, I cut the grass with the strimmer, and I did it. It was not efficient. It was
Should have
shit.
bought a Quasta.
But what's that?
Like this. It's like this big. Oh my god, what do you call it in English? Do you know that like dead person from Billy and Mandy that holds the thing?
The Grim Reaper. Oh, a scythe.
A scythe, yeah.
You said that
and
before.
then you
as well.
like cut the grass with it.
Lol.
Like my dad would have it and then like sharpen it and then like cut the grass every summer.
Yeah, that's effort. No, anyway, so the strimmer, and then I was not in the mood, guys. I saw the grass. It wasn't too long, but I was not in the mood to use the strimmer because I used the strimmer literally like 2-3 weeks ago, didn't I? We had like a spell of like kind of dryish weather, not like sunny
It wasn't
like now.
2 weeks. It was probably 2 months ago.
No, maybe I used a strimmer literally like 3-4 weeks ago, maybe. Like it was definitely max a month ago. So I used a strimmer, and then the grass was already up, So I was like, oh my god, no.
It's time to become
And I was like,
a
all right,
homeowner, Dad.
let me just go get a lawnmower. Because the reason I didn't want to get a lawnmower is because I don't have a shed. We don't have a shed.
Yeah.
Right. And like, I'm just like, where am I going to keep it? So I got a lawnmower for 113 euro, electric one, like the cable ones. And then I got this kind of like cover, waterproof cover that you use to put on like armchairs that you have outside. I just covered the box outside there. So I'm just doing that. It's like a getaway to do it, but it's better than nothing,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe getting the box, but definitely not this month. That's not financially viable for me. But yeah, so it's there, and I'm just like, but the more I think about it, guys, this is such a random off topic, but this might as well be my weekly stand-up, to be honest, but I will get back into my weekly stand-up. But I think I actually might get that little shed. The more I think about it, the more
I think you should.
My brain justifies getting that little plastic one, because I don't want to get a full-on one, but I think a small one would be pretty good, But anyway, that was the story of the strimmer and the lawnmower. And I'm going to send this part to the boys so they can go listen to it, because they've been clowning me in the group chat, because they're like, he got the lawnmower. When we were telling him to get the lawnmower last time, they're like, Farouk's pride, dude, we just would not. Yes, my pride did not let me freaking do it, but I had to do it like nearly a year later.
You're saying as if I haven't said it for so long.
But it's been done. I got it. I did it. I probably will go over it one more time to like make it like nice and low, because I did it at like level 3. I want to get it to level 1, nice and homeowner or dad things, whatever. So that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if you guys found that interesting, but my actual weekly stand up, beside all that ranting, is the fact that I capped my screen time, guys. So I've been doing it for 2 weeks now, and that's why I'm bringing it up now, which is funny. I should probably be bringing this up in next week's video when we're talking about life as it is, but this is my weekly stand-up right now, because what's it called, I capped my screen time. Not like, don't get it twisted, I'm better than you. I don't use social media pretty much anyway, but I found myself using it more often than I normally would, and I didn't like that, because I'm a person that doesn't really, you guys should, anyone who listens to podcasts for long knows, you guys have actually seen the transition. Anyone who's actually listened to this whole podcast from start to finish, like from way back when, I've seen the transition of me being so anti-social media and being like kind of warming up to social media, being into social media, and now the downturn of kind of like going back to being in the middle. So you're seeing the whole cycle, guys. But yeah, no, definitely. I put it so Monday to Thursday, I am only allowed an hour of social media, which is like TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. So those 4, because those are the 4 culprits, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse for me, and so I capped those, and then on Friday it's an hour and a half. But I had to break it today because I was supporting my beautiful girl on her TikTok live. And then Saturday and Sunday it's 2 hours, which is funny. Even though Saturday and Sunday, each of them is like 2 hours per day, I literally use them less than I would during the other days.
Like Saturdays and Sundays we actually do stuff.
Yeah, I'm usually
outside
busy
the
like
house.
doing stuff. Like we're actually doing things.
I feel like you will be hired this weekend because we're.
I'm on call both days this weekend,
exactly.
So we're inside the house. But we'll probably just watch stuff. To be honest, I don't really think. Hopefully, inshallah, I don't get paid. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing, and my screen time has been pretty low. Like last week, it was. like the week. So like to give for a reference, usually my screen time even before this was like somewhere between the 4 hour to like maybe 6 hour range. But then the week I decided to do it, I was like 7 hours. And I was like, yo, that is not me, you know? So
we compared and you had higher than me.
Yeah, which is crazy because Nicoletta is a monster, like when it comes to using her phone. And but what's it called? Last week was 4 hours. No, sorry, the week before last was 4 hours, and then last week was 2 hours, and this week's on track to be 2 hours again, which is crazy low screen time.
Yeah.
You know, like I know most of you man them have like 8 hours easy. It's a full-time job for you. But yeah, for me that's not it. But that is my weekly stand-up. It was very long because I had the story of the freaking lawn. But
it had to be done though.
You know, I had to be done. And yeah, so how about you, love? What's your weekly stand-up?
My weekly stand-up is okay, so I had this like epiphany in the gym, right? When I first started working out, like you know, and then they give you like a tour of the gym and like safety precautions and using the safety clips, right? And I've always had to use them, blah blah blah. But then I got to a point where I was like, essentially I was like, I'm too good for this, you know? I was like, I know what I'm doing, like I don't need no safety clips, like fuck this. So I literally haven't used them for years now because I'm like, I'm a pro, like I know what I'm doing, right? And then recently I was in the gym and I was like, this is so dumb. Like I've never, like this is so stupid, the fact that I'd even think that, first of all. But then the fact that I'm doing like some exercises that are, you know, like if you move a little bit, the weight is gone. And like it makes sense to have them in place and secure. And then I was like, I got over my pride and I was like, let me just attach them. And I just felt safer even doing my workout. And now I'm even using them for like hip thrusts so that the weight stays in place versus
so
like
instead of moving or whatever.
Moving a little bit. So yeah, that's my stand-up. I kind of push my pride to the side.
I don't really use safety clips, to be honest. I don't like using them.
I think they're great.
Like, but for most exercises I do, I don't want to use them. Like, unless it's like curls or like triceps skull crushers, I actually don't want to use safety clips. Yeah. Like, especially like bench, I don't want to use safety clips because
I think it's different.
Because like I want to like let go. Same with squatting.
But that's not how like you properly get out of a squat.
No, you go down. Yeah, but like safety clips is fine or for like squatting. No, I was saying like squatting is fine, like if with or without, but you should just like drop it onto the safety bar.
But if you're dropping it backwards, you don't want the weight to like maybe accidentally fall or
anything. Yeah, absolutely. And then I know a lot of exercises I don't think there is, but like yeah, I do. I hear it for certain things. Like especially good mornings, you probably should be.
Yeah, there's a lot of like that.
But to be honest, the question is like, if you're using good mornings and you're being stable, you shouldn't need them.
The thing is like, the thing isn't that I'm not stable, because I am, but there's 1% of the time when like, oh, maybe I'm readjusting and now like the weight is like gone a little bit and then I have to put it back, go like push it in when I could have just had a safety clip in place.
But that can happen with safety clips too, you know, if they're not like tight enough.
I don't know. Yeah, but the ones that we have are like pretty sturdy.
Oh yeah, the blue ones. Those clip, but the metal grippy ones, those ones aren't that great.
They're really nice.
Those are the ones that we use for the easy bar curls, and they're not that good. Especially when I load it up with like heavy weight on each side, it's just like it's not staying.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, let's get into the. I haven't said it in a long time. I'll say it for you guys now because I actually try to avoid saying it because I don't like saying it that much, and I'm trying to get rid of it. Like I don't want it to be like my brand because Nicoletta likes it, and she's made me feel.
Your brand,
she's made me feel like
I put it on Patreon.
She's made it feel like my brand, and I don't like it because I don't want it to be my brand because I think it's corny. But let's get into meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes of the story, where the story is about us going to Amsterdam, but not just
a destination
worth the hype, but not really just more on Amsterdam. We'll obviously do that, but it's also really more about the as well on. We went there for DLT, and I really want to. Like this? And I was thinking about like, you know what? This is now the second other type of like big UK event that has done a trip outside that we've gone to.
Yeah.
That I want to compare because we went to recess. As the French would say, a day in Paris.
Yes. No, that's une journée à Paris.
Yeah, une journée à Paris, whatever.
If you guys are not familiar, just before we jump into it, DLT and recess and whatnot are Afrobeat events with like hip hop, like
Well, it's not actually
R&B,
Afrobeat.
Afrobeat. It's a lot of
Well, the idea behind it is that they are events of black culture, because the idea is the people who started each one is like people from the diaspora. And they always say diaspora, but these guys are literally the guys who started it is like, I think DLT is like 2 Nigerians and 1 Ghanaian, right? They're literally from Nigeria and Ghana. They moved to the UK, you know, so I wouldn't even call them diaspora. But the diaspora is meant to contain all of us. That's the idea. But yeah, and the idea is like it's meant to be like black cultural events, because, you know, in the UK for the longest time, a lot of those events didn't really exist. And when I say exist, as in big scale, like obviously you had UK is the home of like dance hall parties, you know, like as in obviously outside of Jamaica and the Caribbeans, like, but you know, like as in there was no real like big events for black people. And so these DLT, Recess, all these other guys created all these kind of, you know, they created all these events, and they did, honestly, big shout out to those guys.
I feel like Afro Nation walked so the others could run.
Oh no, but the other ones were doing it before Afro Nation existed.
But they weren't going like abroad.
Well, I think that just has to do with more, I think, and we can probably touch a little bit on this. This is so far away from the destination where the hype, but we can touch a little bit. I think it has more to do with the fact of like, look of all the black people now who are doing like skiing trips or like all these other things, hiking groups or anything. I think it has to do with the fact that my generation, literally specifically, or maybe a little bit older as well, like more like the millennial, because I'm Gen Z technically, you know, whereas millennials in reality, but no one ever calls us that. We just call us Gen Z. But I think that millennial Gen Z group of black people, we have now come to a situation where we have more money, in the sense of like, we are the working class and we have more money. So all the things that we want to do that we saw our white counterparts doing, like, because when we're growing up on social media, the people we saw doing these things were white people, you know, and now we want to do, obviously, with our own culture and our own spins. So it's like, doing these things for ourselves, and we have the funds now to indulge in these things. So it's pretty cool to see, obviously, and that's why you're seeing a lot more, like, you know, those things. Like, you have, obviously it started with the guys, like all these guys that we're talking about that run these things, they're like in their 30s, you know, like in their late 30s or whatever, but which shows like how close of a phenomenon it is, because it took all the way till me being my big age for 26 around now for all these things to really be popping off.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, sorry.
I was just saying it's like a black event.
Yeah. I was just giving context there. Yeah. But how did you find DLT, right? Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And the way it was run in comparison to a Recess? Because I want to finish off with Amsterdam very last. I'll do this in the middle, and then we'll do Amsterdam last.
You know what? I really liked Paris. Like, I really liked Paris. I don't know if it was because it was more of a, like, we went there during the daytime. It was more emphasis on it being a daytime thing, outdoors, where there was like good weather, good vibes. I like that there was like the different food stalls, different drink halls, place that you could chill, like another room where you could listen to music indoors and then outdoors.
Yes.
Like, I kind of liked that. There was a lot more that came with it, but that's not to say that DLT wasn't like litty as well. I just felt like DLT was like a night out, but earlier in the day.
Yeah, so you thought the main thing is venue.
Yeah, I guess.
And
because it just felt like a club, right?
Yeah. DLT was in Parallel, which is a club, and it felt like a club. But it was that was the second one. That was Melkweg. That was the factory building. The first one was Parallel, which was you know, they had the food thing, you know, whatever. But Nicolette has a great point there. Like, Recess was better in the sense because of the location. The venue made a massive difference. And I think it has to do with the fact that Amsterdam weather is very similar to Ireland weather, where it rains. And it rained the whole weekend we were there. Literally, it was only the day we were leaving that it was not raining. Yeah. You know? And so, like, Amsterdam rains. Paris during summer is hot. Yeah. You know? And it is very hot.
Now, to be fair, it's still pretty early in the year, so we don't know. Like, maybe Amsterdam could have had a better...
If it was in summer, around the same time.
Summertime. But then I understand tying it to, like, the 420 weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that way, it's easier for you to sell tickets because more tourists are there in general versus, like, just counting on, you know, people coming
from
there just for
fly.
that.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. So. And it is... I think definitely the time of the year makes a massive difference. But... which is funny, and I was gonna ask you because you said that you always say you don't like day parties in
I actually
comparison
don't like
to
day parties.
to
No.
Nicoletta doesn't like day
I'm
parties.
not a
So
day party girl.
as a girl who's not into day parties,
Yeah.
right? How come you like recess so much in comparison to like DLT, which I thought you would have preferred more because
Yeah.
it was more of like a night out, but earlier in the day vibe.
I think, do you know what? I think recess felt a little bit more evening. Like the sun was setting and like the night was getting started. And I don't know. I feel like,
Which is funny because it was during summer.
Yeah.
And
but what did we? I don't even remember for Paris. Did we go straight to the club after? What did we do?
I think we went to the club straight after.
Did we? Because it was empty actually. And then
Yes, and then it got busy. Yes,
then it got
yeah, we
busy.
went straight to the club.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was the venue that made it better, like, because it was like such a pretty venue for the afters as well.
Oh,
Do you
but
remember?
also no. You see, the difference though is the outside was empty, but you know the inside where everyone listens to the DJ, that was packed.
Yeah.
That was packed.
I think.
So
I think Paris was very venue focused. Like venues just made it. Like
venues are
do you know
very good.
The one that we went to that was outdoors, indoors for afters.
Yeah.
That if that was daytime, it would still be a good time.
Yeah, I know that venue, guys. Oh, I'm trying to remember what the name of that place was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that venue for recess was very good. You can see it. We talked about it in our session where we talked about it in Paris, which is funny because now the next time we're talking about something Amsterdam. But yeah, the venue for Paris really made it. The two venues were very, very good.
And I don't know if we were just a lot more hyped or what, but I'm gonna be so real, right? After like maybe I'm just older. I don't know. 'Cause after the 7 till 10 p.m. DLT, like I was still had a bit of energy, and we went to a cocktail bar, had a cocktail, and then by the time we made it to the club, I was like, "Yo, like I'm tired."
But
like,
also at the same time,
the vibes aren't there.
I think also to be fair to you, at the same time, once again, we went to the other event in Paris straight after, and it was still busy.
Right.
You know, so there was no lag in time.
Yeah,
there was no time for you to relax. There was no
delay.
The only time you had to relax was in the car, in the taxi in between.
Yeah.
You know, where you got like maybe a quick little power nap and then you went in straight and you know, you partied. Whereas like in Amsterdam, there was a massive lag in between. I think it was like 2 hours.
Like people
and
went
we even had to
home.
wait, and we had to wait outside. Yeah, I think if we did what the guys did, where they went to their hotel, and then they went to have food, and then they drank. Like they were just building up. You know, back again, building up the energy again.
That's what people were doing. I think had we known, we probably would have done that too.
Absolutely, because I think it definitely made a difference because it was good after everyone was already there again.
Yeah.
And that's why African time is so good, guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. And then because like we had to the way from DLT into the city as well was quite lengthy.
Yeah.
Like it was the ferry, the metro, a walk.
So long.
You know, we went to McDonald's, like, and it was just like long. And by the time I was in the club and it still wasn't busy, I just sat down.
It made the whole thing way longer.
You take a little nap right here.
Honestly, it did make it longer. Whereas the other one was a straight, you know, taxi,
boom,
get
boom.
out, boom. It was busy, especially because it was so hard to get taxis.
Yeah.
That by the time we got there, like as we said, that room was already packed.
Yeah.
And the vibes were there. People were continuing.
That's the thing.
Which makes a big difference.
That really does make a difference, to be honest. I think had we went back to our Airbnb, we would have been a lot better.
Yeah, like be able to re-energize and then take it on again.
But in the end, the vibes picked up again, and there was another like wave of energy that came in. And at the end of the day, we had a really good time. But I think just overall, I think recess kind of.
Yeah, I think honestly I do think recess, because I was thinking about it and I was like, recess definitely took the cake for me.
But I think DLT music was better.
The music in DLT. Ooh, talk about it. You gotta talk. You can't just say that statement. You gotta talk about it. What's the difference?
I think DLT music was really good. It was like.
Is this for DLT itself or the after party?
The DLT itself. Okay. I think the music was really good. I think they mashed it up really well. And it was a bit of everything, which was stuff that people complained a little bit about because they were saying like.
Wait, so that video you sent me on TikTok, was that about DLT or is that just in general?
I think it was in general, but I think someone referenced DLT in the comments. So basically, it's kind of saying how, you know, you have this idea of this event of it, like say you have this idea of it being like an Afrobeat event, and you're going, and you're like, where's all the Afrobeat songs, you know, or like whatever. But I would see it more as like music catered to Black people and Black culture. So that kind of means anything. That
Exactly.
means hip hop. That means Afrobeats.
Hell, man, they
Americano.
played 1,000 Miles and everyone was singing
Yeah,
it.
they
It's like,
did,
I
they
need
did.
you. Like, everyone was
Like,
vibing,
it
bro.
was just a good, really, really good.
Yeah, because
vibe,
I feel like everyone was
atmosphere.
vibing hard. Maybe it was
Yeah.
just our crew, but I feel like everyone was vibing
Yeah.
hard, enjoying. Because
Yeah.
even when they played 1,000 Miles, I was surprised, and everyone was singing it. Because black people love that song. Black people, it's like you see the TikToks of like like white people songs that black people love, and that's one of the songs that black people
Yeah.
love. I love that song, but
Yeah.
like everyone knew the lyrics, everyone was vibing to it, and that's what I agree with you. I was like, I love when they do that. Like I love when they're playing the whole mishmash spectrum, and everyone's enjoying. Because guys, let me not lie, don't take away my Nigerian passport, but this year I am tired of Afrobeats. I mean, not lie. I
hear it. I hear it.
Like last year, I abused Afrobeats. You can see it in anyone who wants. I have receipts. My Spotify, boom. It was top 5 artists, top 5 songs.
Rema,
No, even
Burna,
everybody
Davido,
you can
Rema.
think of. I had my top 20 was all Afrobeats artists, and I was rinsing it. But at the same time, I think because I also rinsed. That's part of it. I think because I rinsed it so hard last year, that I was fatigued, and because there hasn't been too much new stuff that's been like in catching my interest. There's
Yeah.
stuff here and there, like don't get me wrong, but I just not. It's not. I think it's a year of back to hip hop again, because like, oh my god, I am tired. Like it's funny because I was actually rinsing Afrobeats up until Ramadan, and then when I took a break from music and I came back, just listen to I was like, no.
It's like a refresh.
It gave me that refresh,
yeah.
and I was like, man, actually, maybe if I had been consistent and just kept listening and not had that lag, I'd have just been like Afrobeats.
Yeah.
But me taking that break, I was like, okay, I'm stop, please.
Maybe, but I think that generally does happen with genres where it's like very rinsed, and then all the songs start to sound the same, and it's like, you know what?
I'm very sick of hearing too much. Honestly, especially now, I'm trying to hear more hip hop. Like I'm trying to hear some Sexy Red.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hear Future. I'm trying to hear all this. I'm trying to hear all these guys. So like honestly, that's what I'm here for. Honestly, like and I love that DLT. As I agree with you, DLT was there because like we had that at the start. I think, funny enough, the start of Recess and the end of Recess, music-wise, was the best part.
Yeah.
Because it was mixed match of hip-hop, Afrobeats, everything. And then the end was very amapiano, very nice, very good. And I think those were the best two parts of Recess that day, honestly. But yeah, and in the club after, the French music was really good. I really did enjoy that. I got some new French music.
Really take notice of
I got some new French music.
But it was good. And then the after party had like really good music.
Oh, more. Honestly,
so
I wish we didn't show up at the start,
Yeah.
because the afters was, I think, genuinely, like music wise as well.
Yeah.
The afters was way better.
I
The
agree.
vibe was insane.
agree.
The fact that it's in like an abandoned factory building and it's huge bass, and it was packed, man.
Yeah.
But guys, the bass on those speakers did not play. They did not
It was
play.
dangerous.
It was dangerous. It
I
was
think
dangerous.
it got so bad we just moved to the side. Like,
Yeah, no. I now know why they sell the earplugs in with
but it
this
makes
stuff.
sense about it, especially DJs wearing them and stuff. Like,
Yeah, no, honestly, like even just think about it, my ears started ringing right there.
your whole
Like
heart
damn.
was shaking.
But-
No, it was phenomenal. And like there was, by the end of it, I think they ended up with playing Ice Spice and stuff, and I was like, yeah, this fits the vibe.
This fits the vibe.
right now.
Yeah, and then let's wrap it up with Amsterdam itself. The place we actually went, and the place was how. What did you think about it? This is our second time going to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What is your vibe of that?
A lot
city?
better this time around, and I think the first time is simply because it was the end of COVID.
Yeah.
There's not much that we could do. Like it just felt like there wasn't a lot going on.
Which is funny because we did all the touristy stuff while we were
did,
there.
yeah. But this time I think it was a lot more chill walk around and a lot more food focused. And guys, Amsterdam food is really
good.
Like really
I don't know why
good.
that surprised me. I was very surprised. I was like, this is actually really good.
I think every place was a hit wherever we went.
One place wasn't even planned.
That's what I was about to say, right? Some random cafe. We wanted to go to a specific spot, but they were like booked out.
Box something.
Box Social.
But we have a Box Social up here now in Dublin, don't we?
I don't know. I don't
Maybe,
know.
but anyway, it was something like that. Anyway.
Anyways, so we went to a random cafe that we saw open, and we're like, "Do you guys have space? Like, it's lunchtime, not much place to have space." So we got in, and it looked very like small and tiny.
They literally said,
and,
"Take a
like,
seat anywhere. You don't have to book a
It
table.
was
You don't
very
get."
kind of like,
It's just a cafe,
this gonna
guys.
be good?
Yeah, it was
so good.
so good.
So good. I'm really surprised. I think we ate at Bonjo.
something
Benji's?
anyway.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
Benji's.
That place, I've seen it times and times again, and I didn't think it was. I was like, okay, it's hyped up. Let's just go try it out. Extremely good.
Very good.
So
there was a
good.
very big line after we left as well.
And rightfully so. I feel like that place is actually worth the hype. And the place we went to for fries.
Oh yeah. You guys, it's like something burgers or whatever, guys. It's
something
some staple in Amsterdam anyway. It was the cone fries.
So good. Those fries were so good.
Good.
Like some pesto type.
I even got the one with Amsterdam curry or whatever, and it was slapped.
Like I just genuinely, it slapped. What else did we eat while we were there?
We had the New York pizza, which was
amazing,
controversial, but I think it was actually better than New York pizza.
Agree.
But that's because we had the shawarma one, and you can't get shawarma pizza. I feel like, you see, that's why I'm mad that we didn't get the chance to go to Cuts and Slices, because I feel like if we had the oxtail pizza and whatever, then it would have slapped even more. Because the thing is, my problem with New York pizza is that it doesn't have all those like crazy variations that we have over here, like shawarma pizza. I didn't see that in New York.
Actually, in New York, when we went, there was like some random little kind of like shop that we went to with my family. And they had like a huge variety of types. And we got some random chicken, something. That's the best pizza I had in New York. You know, that was like
sure, guys.
$3
I think we told you the off-brand Joe's is better than the real Joe's.
Exactly. But this one is the hyped version in Amsterdam, and it was
really good.
It was so good. It was so crispy, and I thought that maybe it was just because it was the end of the night, and maybe I was still a little, intoxicated. But you had it the next day.
Next day, it was good.
Still good.
I
had a fresh stroopwafel.
Stroopwafel?
So good as well. The Van Stable cookies. Top tier. Yeah,
no, honestly, I definitely would say, like, from just there, like, I would recommend Amsterdam just for eating tour. Like, there's people who go on eating tours. Like, I'd say it's very good. Maybe obviously not as crazy complex options as like what's it called, London. Like, London is insane. Like, London has so many options.
You're spoiled.
You're spoiled with choice in London. But definitely just for enjoying the food. From everything we've eaten, I would recommend. I think it was really good.
And I think the fact that you were able to go into the like overhyped places in Amsterdam, not overhyped, but like very touristy.
Yeah, touristy.
And they're still good. That tells me
says
a lot.
It says a lot. It says a lot. Honestly,
it's phenomenal. What did you think? What else did we do?
Honestly, we just partied and ate.
Because it was raining.
It was raining.
So bad.
It sucks. That's the problem. The rain doesn't really allow you to. So I would say go to Amsterdam during summer. Honestly, don't go during times where it can possibly rain. Go when it's probably warmer. Because we went in Christmas time actually. It was near the end of the year. I took you for your birthday. It was so cold. Yeah.
It was freezing. But
go to Amsterdam during summertime, guys.
Yeah, I think we should experience it.
I think that's better. But like, I don't think it's a city that I would frequently go to. No. That's the only thing about it. I don't think there's enough for me there. Like, unless there's something there for me to do, I wouldn't just go there just to go there.
I think it's very clear why a lot of tourists go, and obviously that's the reason that the government's trying to disassociate itself from that. But it becomes very clear at nighttime when you're walking past, the red light district, or like, the cafes,
the coffee shops and stuff.
Coffee shops at nighttime. It becomes very clear why people are there.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, I wouldn't say I'd feel safe with me and just the girls going by myself. And some of my girlfriends went by themselves, and they said that some guys just started like kind of randomly being very
aggressive and whatever forward. Yeah, I know, definitely. I don't know. Like, Amsterdam is not like the place that I would just go on a holiday just to go. Honestly, like, my cousin's thinking about us going, and I don't mind, obviously, because like I don't mind showing him around the places. But I think there's definitely better places. Like, funny enough, we have to go because we haven't gone together. But I do kind of enjoy going to Germany. But not like in a sense of like, as in I wouldn't go to Germany for more. And when I'm talking about Cologne, all these places, like I would only go similar, kind of like how we went, more for an event. But it's not too bad to go for like eating tour, because I did have really good food in Cologne, and stuff like that. So like I think you'd go more eating tours. I think there's certain places that can do like a weekend eating tour, and Amsterdam is one of those places. If you're gonna go for like an eating tour and just walk around, you can like places that are not like, oh, I'm here to party and have a great time. It's more I'm about to relax, enjoy myself, walk around and eat.
But also I think You know what? I think it's important to keep an eye on what's going on there because
Absolutely.
Event-wise, I think this is rare for these kind of events.
Yeah,
to
because a lot of
happen
people
there.
were even saying like, bro, we didn't even know about this,
Afrobeat
you know?
event?
And then
Like-
and then literally all the Amsterdam people that we talked to at the events, they were like, yo, like when we heard this, we had to come.
Yeah, because
You
it's
know?
rare. It's rare.
Exactly.
It's a lot of techno type of scene or like.
But that's just most mainland Europe, you know, very big
That's
techno
true. It
like
is.
area.
That's
so.
true. Well, actually, in Romania, like Travis Scott is coming and stuff, and they're doing like.
Well, Eastern Europe is not mainland Europe, girly.
No, but like Portugal, Spain, they're getting more Afrobeat events and like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Amsterdam was one of them. But if you're there for that, just know that that's not the common
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly.
So
Absolutely. But yeah, no, definitely. So would you say is the destination worth the hype?
if there like is an event there, I think it is worth the hype. Or like an eating weekend, I think it's worth the hype. And
Okay.
the weather's good.
And then is DLT or recess outside of England better? Which one's better?
We haven't been in England.
No, outside of England. As you went to recess in Paris and you went to DLT in Amsterdam, which one's better?
Which one? You're making me choose.
Yeah, you gotta choose.
I don't want to choose.
You gotta choose.
I don't want to choose.
You gotta
But
choose.
each event is different.
Oh,
Wherever-
cop out statement. Cop out
There's
statement.
pros and cons to each event. Okay, which one are you choosing?
All right, recess, because I just really enjoyed Paris.
It's so crazy to hear you say that.
It's so insane. Once again, that's another thing that people who have watched the podcast from start to finish know that it's crazy for me to say that. But
Do
I
they know?
really,
I don't think they know because
because
I don't know you taking me.
no, they do know.
No,
Oh, they don't
they
know pre me taking you actually. Yeah, I didn't like Paris for the longest time, guys, but I like it now. I really like the city now a lot. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's more black now, though, as well. Like, as in, like, more black facing. Because
Okay.
obviously there's a massive amount of black people in Paris, but now it's like now it's more visible, like in
Yeah.
the sense of like not just black people on the street, but black events, black things to do, shops like that. You know, community. So like that I have access to. So I enjoy Paris a lot, and obviously you guys know me. I'm a massive like architecture, like historical art guy. So like Paris, no brainer. So yeah, that's why I do enjoy Paris. Same reason I enjoy London, honestly. Like London's great as well for all these things. So recess is better for me. But Amsterdam, as Nicoletta said, I do agree. If it's for an event or it's for like a food tour, like a weekend food tour, not like a long food tour.
No, I would
like
not
a
go there
week.
more than 3 days.
Yeah. A weekend food tour, I think it's worth the hype. So yeah, I guess it's got the TAE Time partial stamp of approval.
Yeah, like half a stamp.
Half a stamp, So
Yeah.
they'll take it. You guys, you better take it. Put it on your like Amsterdam thing. Like you guys, I'm talking about Amsterdam right now. You guys go put it on your your website or whatever. This one's on the house to you. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. We yapped a lot. I yapped a lot. And which is funny because I thought I was gonna come into this with no energy. But yap sessions. I love to yap, as you'd love to know. And subscribe to Patreon. Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe. We should get a sign saying subscribe to the Patreon. TAE Time Team Club. TAE Time T Club Patreon. TAE Time T Club Patreon.
TAE Time T Club Patreon.
Subscribe. And we'll see you guys again next week.
Till next time.
Peace.